Hi, welcome to another show of Legends Past and Future. I'm Melissa coming to you with another fitness segment. Tonight, we have two exciting guests joining us. Miss Syreeta Jackson, she's an internal medicine operations manager. And then we have Mr. Dwayne Ayers. He is a CEO, his own boss of his barbershop down in Severn, Maryland. We have some Black excellence and talent coming to you today, talk about health and wellness, talk about their fitness routines, ways to get you on track, and how to stay dedicated. So without further ado, I'd like to bring them into the room. First, I'd like to bring Syreeta on, Miss Jackson. She is working in internal medicine, and I would like her to introduce herself. How are you, Syreeta? Hi, Syreeta. Welcome to the show. I was looking over your bio. I know you are you work in internal medicine and you're an operations manager. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to our viewers, and then we'll dig in at some point. And thank you for being on the show. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Do we not have comms here? Can you hear me? What about now? Can you hear me? Might be having a little technical difficulties here. And we also have a Mr. Dwayne Ayers on the show. He is our barber coming out of Severn, Maryland.
Peace, love, and light.
All right, how are you? Now, Syreeta, can you hear us down there in the beginning? I feel like we lost a little comms here.
Yeah, I couldn't hear y'all at first, but now I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I introduced you both briefly to the audience. I'm gonna let you just dive in. Syreeta, can introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, my name is Syreeta Jackson, and I was born in San Francisco, California, raised in Maryland. And what I do for a living is I am operations manager for internal medicine department at Mercy Hospital.
Oh, okay, nice. Where's Mercy Hospital? Is that in Baltimore or where's that at?
Yes, it's in Baltimore.
Okay. And Dwayne, tell us about yourself. Now, y'all are going to see me shift because my head is big, so I need to pull my chair up so I'm a little bit higher and I can see.
Yes, my name is Dwayne, and I'm a Navy veteran. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also a owner of a barbershop, and I treat I treat my health and fitness as priority. I'm very disciplined. Um, a civilian don't have a clue what a sailor go through, so with that, the motivation is always on a daily. I treat every day as a holiday. Um, I'm very cautious of what I put in my body, and I'm very cautious of what I put around my body. So, health is not just about diet. It's not just about your mind, but it's about the trinity of pulling your conscious and best decisions together with your mind, body, and your soul.
I love it. I love it. So I just want to tell the audience how I met Syreeta and Dwayne. We are all at Yoga Six together. They've taken a few of my classes, but I will tell you, there's something about the two of you. It is your energy. There is something very infectious about it. Whenever you walk into the room, you radiate power, you radiate energy, you radiate brilliance. And I've watched you. I've probably been at the yoga studio teaching now for a little under a year, and I've watched the transformation in both of you. Syreeta, you are a go-getter. I absolutely love it. You push yourself to the edge all the time. Dwayne, I'm envious of your different postures that you can do, the headstands, but I think the fitness piece also speaks to piece about your resilience and your background. And with that, tell the viewers a little bit of what was your aha moment that kind of brought you to fitness. You go ahead and tell me, Syreeta, and then we'll go into Dwayne, and just let me know what your aha moment was that brought you into fitness. What's your driving force?
So my aha moment was I think I had tipped the scales almost to 300 pounds. And
No way. I don't believe it.
yeah. Yeah, I did. And at that moment, it was like my inner voice said, you either can keep going down this path and live a short life, or you can turn it around and live your best life and move from this the stature of being reactive and start being proactive and take the control back over your life. And so that's what I decided to do, was to take the control back and to be proactive and not reactive. And the more and more I got out there and started working out and started eating healthy, 2018 was the year that I decided to change the way that I eat. And so I went to being a vegan. And so that helped on my journey of clarity, commitment, and consistency, was making those changes. And this is the result of where I am today.
Well, I will tell you, you're a testament to strength and willpower, an amazing spirit. I have a question about that. So you're saying where your starting point, when you look at your journey, in a sense, from where you started to where you are now, what did you look at to see as those roadblocks, or did you have any roadblocks to going in the gym, going in the fitness arena? Because I know when a lot of people are starting new programs, they're not really sure where to start, or there's that hesitation
Mhm.
whenever you start at the now, you start at the thin, and then you work your way to now. So, what did that look like for you?
Well, first it's coming out of the shell to go to the gym. Because, once you get to a certain weight, you kind of feel embarrassed. You kind of feel like, I haven't, been in the gym in a while, and I'm so out of shape. So it's just pretty much finding your stride and not quitting and not giving up on yourself and giving yourself grace. A lot of us want to get to the destination, but they don't enjoy the journey. And so the journey is like where you get the meat of the lessons. The journey is where you get fortified. The journey is where you gain all the information and the knowledge to lead a better life.
Mhm.
So I look back at each little step that I took, like maybe I could only lift 5 pounds, but hey, I lifted 5 pounds. When you start battling, like, do I want to go to the gym or do I just want to go home and go eat? Making those decisions to say, no, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to go work out. This is for your health. This is for you to live a wealthy life, a wealthy, healthy life.
Mhm.
So it's just taking one little step at a time and building on those steps. And then just rewarding yourself with compliments, because even though I'm not that, no longer that size, there was a part of me that was that person,
Mhm.
and so as you grow and as you develop, you love that person regardless because it's you. A lot of times we don't love ourselves because we look a certain way, and that
Mhm.
makes it the journey hard when you're not yourself fully and you're not loving yourself,
Mhm.
because whether you're big or small, you should still have a love for you. And a lot of people end up hating themselves because they got to a certain place. And if you can't look at yourself in the mirror and love yourself, and it's the journey is going to be hard for you.
Very powerful. And for you, Dwayne, the same question for you. I know that you have a military background, and I I feel like the audience probably think that just because you have a military background, things come easy when it comes to the fitness world. But I know that you know that's probably not the truest thing in the world. So, what was your aha moment realistically?
Well, actually, everything is all about choices and discipline. So I was in the best shape of my life at 19 when I graduated boot camp. Working out 6 a.m. for 3 months straight. It does get you right.
Mhm.
So in life, we go through, having kids and having families. You go through the eating late, working hard, and all of the bad discipline choices. I went through that. I was 280 when my son was born, 280 pounds. So he's 21 now. But needless to say, I I had to recondition the way I do things, the way I eat. I stopped eating meat back in about 4 years now. So I reconditioned the whole way I could structure my body, like as far as what I put it in
Mm-hmm.
and my fitness regimen. So what I'm saying is that the discipline is the force that allows us to either be what we want to be or
Mm-hmm.
be what we just find a result of being from not having the discipline to control your body.
Okay. And I hear both of you talk about eating because we know that plays a big role. And there's always this running joke that I typically have with clients. You know, the biggest running joke, unbig my back, or I'll see them. I'm like, well, but you're eating that particular snack. I don't know what you want me to do for you. But in the world of food, when I hear both of you saying that you are now, are you vegan, lacto vegan? Like, what is your vegetarian status, and how did you get there? And if somebody was looking to go there, what would you recommend for them? Because I know a lot of people don't know how to make specific transitions without being extreme, right? So today I'm eating meat, but tomorrow I'm just going to eat arugula for the rest of the year. But you have to be a realist. So what did that
Yes.
look like for you?
It comes with the information that you gain along your journey, the knowledge that you gain. Once you start to understand or understand what parasites are, once you start to understand and understand what disease is, a lack of oxygen, and what the doctors and the hospital system has us thinking that this disease is
Hmm.
really dis-ease.
Okay.
It's a lack of oxygen. Once you start to understand certain things, and it did take me an eye-opening experience of losing both of my parents. You know, I lost both my parents young, so I got very cautious about the intake, like how to preserve yourselves. And then once you start doing that, it leads you to do a detox, which is a juice cleanse.
Hmm.
And then once you do a juice cleanse, you're able to identify with not having parasites in your body and staying clean. So once you clean your body out, everything you put in there that's not clean, your body's going to talk to you about it. Your stomach's going to hurt, and you're going to get nauseous. So detox is the first step to any transition of dietary um, changes that we want to make in our life.
Okay. And what do you think about that, Sharita? And then I'm going to circle back to both of you on something that Dwayne said that I feel is very impactful.
For me, it was a mindset change. Once I went from living to eat, from to eat to live, it changed the way that I viewed food. A lot of times, a lot of us view food as an emotional support.
Hmm.
So, we use it to comfort, we use it to celebrate, we use it to do everything pretty much. But once you just look at food as, okay, this is a tool for me to live and consume, you're not going to overconsume. You're going to only take in what your body needs to run healthy. So for me, I got tired of feeling bloated every time I would eat, tired, groggy. And then once you start looking at all the ingredients in the food and you start looking at other countries where a lot of the ingredients that are in the United States are banned, it really makes you look at what you're actually putting in your mouth. And so for me, I made the conscious point to become vegan because I got tired of eating dead stuff. I'm like, if I'm a living vessel, why am I putting dead things in me? That's not elevating me. So as I began to change, it began to get easy because it was a part of my lifestyle. So I would say for people that if they're thinking about going that route, give yourself grace, because it took time to eat the way that you eat. It's going to take
Hmm.
time to develop a new lifestyle with what you're doing current state. And if you have setbacks, it's okay. You're not failing. You're
Hmm.
learning.
Hmm.
So for me, the last thing for me to go out of my diet was seafood. I would have never thought that I could let seafood go. But once I got to that place and that point that I was ready to let it go, I let it go.
Okay. And I have to put my plug in because first of all, I have to tell both of you that Serena knows. I text her. I went to Oleum's on Sunday. Woo! Oh my gosh. My daughter and I, we almost lost our mind. The food is absolutely amazing. So thank you
I'm
for the
Yeah,
recommendation.
I'm glad
We're
y'all like
very
that. I'm
welcome.
glad y'all like
look, if it was a little bit closer, I may be there on more occasions than just on a Sunday. Um, but to kind of circle back to what you said, Dwayne, about losing your parents early on in life, that's one of the things I wanted to bring to the table for both of you. When you think about your fitness journey and where you are now, who and or what had like the most profound effect or impact on you deciding outside of, okay, you're looking at the scale, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, if you had to look back over your life, who had the most profound effect on you deciding to change your journey or get fit, shall I say, or get healthier?
I would say my kids. I would say my kids. Just to be able to show them, it can be done. It's a work. Just to pass down the dog that's inside of me, because it is a fire burning. Like, I don't know. I mean, I see that you notice certain things about both of our auras, but there is a fire burning inside of me. Like, and that fire is just from humble beginnings to amazing realities. I walk in pride. Like, I'm very happy to be able to do yoga 6, 7 times a week. I'm very proud to be able to say that I own a barbershop. I'm very proud to say that I put good stuff inside of my body, because it's not just a life that we live, it's a life that we choose. And I choose me every single day.
I know that's right. Elevate it to Joyce. There you go. And you, I love it. And you, Sarita.
I would say my mom. My mom has been like my biggest inspiration. To watch her like as I was a child, and just her strength and her wisdom, and just the way that she went about doing things. And she's heavy into fitness. My mom is in her 70s, never been on any medication, perfectly healthy, and vibrant and just full of wisdom. She's just a joy to be around. We went
Truly, she's
boxing
truly
yesterday,
beautiful.
and they were like, I see where you get your endurance from. And I'm like, yeah, my
Okay.
mother.
I love that. I love that. So I'm always curious when people start a, a, any type of fitness plan. Like, what did you use to kind of start a fitness plan? Like, what was your entry level? Where are you at now? Because I hear you talk about high rocks, and I got to bring it out there, and I'm going to tell you why. I will tell you, in the community, a lot of black faces, a lot, well, you know what I mean, a lot of us people don't think that we are into fitness like that. I want you to talk about that piece about where you started, and did you think you were ever going to be where you're at now, and tell us about the high rocks, because yeah.
So the funny thing is, even though I gained all that weight, I've always been active and I always worked out. So I always loved working out. I just kind of let myself go. So I had to snap back into it. But I started off like with CrossFit. So that's like where I first got like my grit, is doing CrossFit. Then
Hmm.
I think I took one of your class, and it was like a hit class, a hit yoga, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven, because I love I love hit training. Like, I love it. So between doing CrossFit, yoga, I do a lot of boxing, a lot of weight training. Um, so then it was like my coach that I do the weight training and boxing with, she was like, you would be good in high rocks. I'm signing y'all up. We're doing high rocks. I
Hmm.
was like, well, what's a high rocks?
Yep, and explain it to people that don't know what that is.
So high rocks is, I guess it's like this big new thing that has popped all over the world. And it is, you're doing endurance, you're doing cardio, but you're doing it all, like it's all these obstacles. So you do one thing and then you run a half a mile. Then you come back to something else. So it's pulling sleds, pushing sleds, burpees, sandbag lunges, farmer carries. It's a whole big thing, and it's amazing. And it's March 8th in DC. And then because I loved it so much, I signed up for New York in June.
Nice. So I expect to see you at some of the Spartans too. And
Yeah.
and for you, Dwayne, I know that you do a lot of yoga, but are there other things that are in your practice? And I will ask this too because I think it's a misnomer. A lot of men um, have a tendency to shy away from yoga because they'll say, I'm not flexible, that's not for me. I just want you to tell the audience what yoga has brought to your life. What other platforms are you using? What other exercises? Because I'm going to tell you once again, your practice is absolutely amazing. And the transformation and the strength that I see in it whenever you're in that room
Yes.
puts out, so it exudes so much power and people don't even understand.
So, as far as yoga, I started pretty green. You know, my first 2 weeks were like boot camp. Like I was starting fresh, you know, sore and everything. But it was the challenge for me, only because with the type of lifestyle I already live, it fits so perfectly. The breathing, and then the fact that I could work out and sweat and hit every muscle in my body. It was just like everything. It made sense to me. So I just really stay with it. You know, the discipline and the hard work, and when I'm in there breathing, it's an escape for me. It's an escape from everything, and it's a reward because I'm spending time with myself. You know, uh, I have a background of fitness with high school basketball. I was a point guard. Um, so I know all about separators. I played basketball all throughout my childhood. So I'm pretty active my whole life. So as far as the yoga, it was just the stigmas and everything that people hear. It's one of the hardest workouts that's out there, and it's very underrated. And a lot of men are not willing to learn how to stretch their hips or do certain poses because in their mind that it's a roadblock because uh, of stigmas. But all the workouts I ever did, you know, it's one of the most beneficial ones that I've ever done.
And not to mention all the health benefits to lowering your numbers, your blood pressure, your weight,
Hmm.
your cholesterol. And then, the two of you are coming and you're practicing in a hot room, which a lot of people don't understand. Just allowing yourself to come in a hot room and that blood flow is coming to the skin surface a lot easier, causing your body to heal even more. And with that, I do have a question because I know both of you train really hard at the things that you do. So, with your day to day or all the training that you do, how do you find time or how do you balance your recovery with the intensity of your workouts? How do you balance that out? Because I know for a lot of people, it is. I'm going in for all, it's an all for none or whatever, and I'm going to work out and I'm going to do this. And they end up getting injuries, they get sidelined, they get
Hmm.
discouraged, and then they're back at square one. So for you, what has worked for you when it comes to intensity versus recovery?
Must.
I oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say for me, I'm probably the worst person to ask this question to because I tore my Achilles tendon and was still working out. Was still working out in a boot. Last November, I fell down the steps and pulled my arm out of the socket and got up and my mom popped my arm back in the socket and I went boxing. So I'm like, I'm not the person to ask because I don't sit still. To me, it's like I feel like if I instruct my body to do what I need it to do, it'll do it. Now, however, I will still work out. I might go a little lighter than I normally would, but it's still not an excuse.
So how I balance it is I make sure I get a massage once a month.
Okay.
All of the strain that we put on ourselves from just working and having fitness goals. I think it's very essential that you get it stretched out. You can get you let somebody put their hands on you once a month. And
Mm,
I also do pedicures once a month. You know,
nice.
make sure your feet are well maintained. And
Hmm.
it really just comes with the breathing and the good night's sleep. I mean, one thing about yoga is like if you're doing everything you're supposed to do, your body's going to treat you the way it's supposed to treat you. So we have to get proper rest, uh, and you just have to really coincide your hard work with good rest.
I love that. I love that. And I think a lot of people, that's the piece that they miss in the
Yeah,
recovery piece, especially the self care piece. I do like
yeah.
that. And I will put this out there for the audience. You talk about the massages, the pedicures, and I know people have some hesitations and roadblocks behind that. But if they look at it from the standpoint of, if you are on your feet or whatever you're doing throughout the day, you're probably spending the majority of your day on your feet. And if you take care of them, you start treating the outside as well as the inside, then it starts, you know, taking care of you as well, especially with the feet, because everything is about body mechanics, right? If your feet hurt, then your alignment in your knees, your hips, your back, everything goes a little bit haywire. And I
Hmm.
don't think people seem to realize that until it's too late. Until it's
Hmm.
too late. Um, and so, what are some of the common myths that you have heard or hear about fitness? And then I'm gonna dig into some more stuff too, or biggest time wasters, because I know, I will tell you, I was bad back in the day about purchasing every fitness app under the sun. It was the biggest waste of time. I put it on, 5 minutes later, I am in my house doing 20,000 things, or I'm outside, went for a run, went for a ride on the bike or elliptical because I get bored. So, what do you think is like some of the biggest time wasters and or um I guess some of the myths behind fitness as to why people don't get started the way they should? And either one of you can go first. It don't matter.
Well, one of the myths is that the protein that we eat, you'll see a fairly fit grown man sit there and tell you that they need certain meats as proteins when you have gorillas and apes and huge animals with twice the size of our muscles that eat plants.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of myths about protein and meat. The same things that are helping you are could be stagnating you as well. You know, because they have energies and they've been slaughtered. So when you eat slaughtered meat, you're taking on those energies of a slaughtered being.
Hmm.
So it makes us a little. "Arr." It gives us a little edge. It gives us an edge that we are not even aware of. You know, we're electrical beings, so we radiate off of the energy that we possess as well as the energy in the atmosphere.
I love it.
So so a lot of the wrong stuff will slow you down with the balance and alignment that you're already gifted with.
Okay. And what about you, Sarita? What type of myths, time wasters are out there that you know people are caught up in, or you've heard that they become excuses for people in their fitness?
Um, I think that, like, if the reason why you're doing it is not for yourself, then it's going to be a waste of time for you because you're not going to get anywhere, especially if you're doing it for other people.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of the time wasting is that, like, really not committing to yourself. I find a lot of times when people start their journey, they announce it on social media. They film themselves working out in the gym, And then it's like it happens again the following year. They never reach their goal, they fall off, and then they come back with the same scenario year in and year out. And it's like you're not really ready. You're performing. You're performing
Yeah.
for the audience for energetic, accolades. When people are really about their business, you don't see them. They get ghosts. They get focused. They do what they need to do. And then when they show back up with results.
Hmm.
Um, so if it's not for yourself and you're doing it for compliments or whatever, that's a time waster. You're wasting your time with trying to do it. The thing is, you got to commit to yourself. The funny thing is, yoga, I never thought that I would be in yoga. Okay. It was something that I had to spiritually connect with to be ready to actually do yoga. And just recently in your class, I had that experience finally where my spirit and my body became one. And every move that I made, it was a spiritual move. Like I felt everything. I felt it just was like I was flowing. And then that point is what I got, what yoga is. And a lot of people should take yoga because yoga helps unlock the trauma in the cells. We
Hmm.
have trauma. Not all our trauma is our trauma, but it's DNA. We inherit it through our DNA, through our lineages.
Yeah.
And doing yoga will definitely start moving that trauma out of your system.
Y'all are
Mhm.
getting shout outs. There are people saying, I'm proud of you. And there are shout outs coming from the forum. I see them as they pop up. Both of your stories are very inspirational. Um, and as you've come, like whenever you said you had to get yourself to the point where you're ready for yoga or whatever that may be, whether it's yoga or whatever training program you've decided to go in or whatever lifestyle change that you've decided to have based on a mindset, the things that have caused you to plateau. I won't say what you think is going to cause someone, what causes someone else to plateau, because everybody is different in their own
Mhm.
physical fitness journey or their mental journey or whatever it may be. Everyone's going to be different. But for the two of you, um, when you found yourself working out and started plateauing or hitting those numbers where you felt like you weren't getting over the hump, what did you change? What did you revamp? What did that look like for you?
It was
What
my
I
recommitment.
oh yeah.
What do you mean
Oh,
by
it
that?
was so, sometimes like we just start doing things and then we get to a goal and then we fall off. It was like asking myself the questions, what is fitness to you? What does it mean to you? Why do you do that? Why are you working out? What is asking yourself those questions? Because once you get a better understanding of why you're doing something, the commitment to it becomes better. So for me, when I start to feel like I'm plateauing, I reset my boundaries with myself. I have boundaries in this world, but I also have boundaries with me. And when I find myself plateauing or falling off, that's when I have a meeting with myself to figure out, okay, what the heck is going on? What's going on with you? What are you putting before what your goals are? What's having you distracted? Why don't you feel passionate about it? And sometimes it means just tweaking, doing a different routine. Sometimes it's just revisiting, recommitting to yourself, recommitting to your journey.
And what about you, Dwayne? I love that,
Okay.
Sarita.
Yes, yes. Um, what I notice about the whole process of plateauing is that you have to crawl before you walk. You have to be comfortable in the uncomfortable times. You have to stay focused and know how to lock in, and then the work becomes fun. It doesn't feel like work anymore. That's when you're building strength. And then once you build the strength, it's just a matter of learning new things, because there's always something else to learn. You never learned everything. So it's the consistency and the discipline and the comfortability with whatever you're doing. Be comfortable with it and be comfortable with your crawl, because your crawl is going to turn to a walk. and then your walk is going to turn into a run, and then your run is going to turn into you taking flight. So my best advice is just one day at a time, but stay on the path. Stay on the path. Don't get off the path. Stay on it, and you'll get to every destination that you truly want to get to.
And I love that both of you are like truly grounded in your commitment and your discipline to not just your fitness, but the things that you're touching in life.
In life,
Here,
it's
here,
not just fitness.
yes, exactly, in life, and I hear it as I listen. So here is my question for you, because you've both used it, and just for the audience, you're saying, um, understanding versus understanding. So talk to people about what understanding means to you. Um,
So that's
and that I'm just, I've heard
Okay.
it and I hear it
it's a
again and I hear it again. But for
it's
the
an M
people
word.
that are catching it, maybe they're
Yeah.
catching it and not sure what you're saying, but I love it. It's very well placed. So
Sarita,
talk.
tell them how to go inward. Tell them. Tell them.
All right, let's go, sis. Yes.
Okay, so when we understand, we're under knowledge. When we understand, we've gone to a place that now it's inside of us. And then when we overstand, we're at a place where we can teach what we all understand.
I love it. I love
Yes.
it. I love
Yes.
it. Okay. Okay.
It's a point of view from going inward.
Okay.
It's a point of view from understanding inward, how to what's inside of you and what you're adding to the inside. It's an understanding of knowing, and you're not under any subjective uh umbrellas. You're understanding.
Yes, I got it. I love it. I love it. I just wanted to put it out there and clarify for the audience. I love that. So your fitness journey, just a day-to-day routine for both of you. What does that look like? What for both of you? If you had to sum up what a day looks like in your fitness routine to include your work day, what does that look like? Because I know a lot of people hears the excuse, I'm too busy. I don't have time. And I will tell you, I've put together programs. Some people will say 30 minutes is too long. And in my mind, as a trainer, as a health and wellness coach, I can't fathom the thought, right? I'm like, 30
Mhm.
minutes, that's it. But the reality is, I know sometimes people only have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the case may be. So, what's your take on that? What's your daily routine look like? And what's your take on the amount of time that you spend working out?
So as for me, I have a little bit more liberty than your average 9 to 5 worker, but I've increased my fitness from 3 days a week to 6 or 7 in the last year. The last year straight, I did about 6 or 7. So Monday is a noon class for me. All the classes are hour class. I'll do a noon class on Monday, 7 a.m. on Tuesday, so I can get in there before I go to the shop. Wednesday is another noon class. Thursday is a 7 p.m. class. Friday, I'm right back in there at 7 a.m. Saturday, I'll do a 9 o'clock class. And then Sunday, I'll do a 7:30 and a 9 o'clock class. So that averages out to about anywhere from 7 to 8 classes a week.
Okay, which is not bad, and it's been broken up in hour increments. So would you say for most individuals, anything over an hour, so what I feel like you're saying, even if you're doing it daily, 5 to 6 days a week, or even 7 days, all you need is maybe 60 minutes or sometimes less to be efficient in whatever it is that you need to do to achieve your goal.
Yes. Yes. The
Oh,
first year was 3 days a week. So that's only 3 hours. That's only 3 hours a week. But whatever you need to get you to where you want to be.
mm-hmm.
You got, and like I said, you got to crawl before you walk. So that 3 days for that one year helped me really understand yoga.
Okay.
So those 6 classes for the next year helped me really understand myself, because it taught me that I can do a lot more than I even thought I could do.
Okay. And what about you, Syreeta? What does yours look like? Now, remember, not everybody is going to train. So maybe I should start where you were at, maybe in the beginning. So from where you started to maybe like the beginning, because I'm a realist. I know that you're probably hitting the grind every day of the week, much like Dwayne. But let me hear what you do, and then tell the people how they can tailor it for them, because you don't want people to get discouraged as they jump into a new
Yeah.
program.
So the thing is that I would say is you want to have boundaries. That's the first thing, the boundaries. Like we go to work, we do everything for everybody else, and then we are like the last people to do stuff for ourselves. And by the time it's time for us to do things for ourselves, we're either tired or we make all kind of excuses. Well, you know what, I'm going to start it tomorrow. So for my success, I pack my gym bag because I know I'm going to the hospital, I'm going to work. And so for me, I pack my gym bag because I know when I leave work, I'm going straight to the gym. Because if I don't go straight to the gym, I'll go home, then I'll find all kinds of things to get into. And then it's like, oh, you know what? I can go to the gym tomorrow. No. So it's the boundaries, it's the commitment to self, and then the recommitment. But for myself, I pack my gym bag. I started off probably doing like 3 times a week, an
Mm.
hour a class. And then as I got back into it and really got into it, then it would be 2 hours, 3 to 4 times a week. And then it has gone now to like 6 days a week. So yeah, six days, probably
And for
sometimes seven.
That's okay. That's okay. As long as one of those days is you scaling it back a little bit more than the other days for the audience out there. You know, when you're
Yeah.
just starting out, 3 days is a perfect place to start, even if it's a 30-minute workout. And if you're one of those individuals, your schedule is so busy. What works for a lot of people is I may have 10 minutes in the morning. I may have 10 minutes at my lunch break because I've been in meetings all day. Get up, move away from your computer, take a couple of laps around your building, whatever it takes just to get your body moving, because every little bit adds up. So I think that is what becomes important for a lot of people. Just getting your body into the mindset of moving. You got to start moving, and then the more you do it, the more you crave it, I feel. Um,
Hmm.
so for the two of you, I want to say, um, if you if you are talking to individuals about coming into starting some type of workout routine, those that may be afraid to go to the gym, what would you recommend to a novice workout individual? What would you recommend? Where would you start? Because, like Sarita, you had said in the beginning, there's a lot of reservations for people whenever they are starting out a workout program. I don't really want to go in the gym. It's all about perception, right? But the
Hmm.
whole thought process is we're all there doing the same thing, right? We're hoping that we're all there to get
Hmm.
fit, but the reality is you see your social media influencers, you see everything else going on in the corners. So where would you tell a person to start on their fitness journey, just in the beginning?
Well, well, the fitness journey, the fire has to start from within. It has to start from inside of you. You're not gonna find the fire out here. It's got
Mm-hmm.
to be in here. So I would ask the person to really get in touch with what they're passionate about and
Mm-hmm.
go for it. If your fitness is what you want to do, then you have to be passionate about it. It's not something that you're gonna just, oh, I want to do this and I want to get this. But no,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to really, really be passionate and work for it. And that doesn't mean it's gonna happen overnight. But what it means is that you gotta really want it.
Okay. And just to spin off that, just a different question. When it comes to your fitness, regardless to who gave it to you, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received in terms of your fitness, or just getting started? I know the why has to be within you. Start with looking at your why.
Yeah.
But when it comes to individuals around you, those that have impacted your fitness journey or your life in some kind of way,
One of the highlights for me would be this podcast right here. So you just witnessing um, things about us on and me in general, like you just speaking on the fact of what you said was like the most reassurance I've had on this current journey. As far as people just speaking out about what they see and what they feel, because I feel very good about myself, and I feel that I do um, radiate a room when I walk in. But just to hear that confirmation was just, I think that's been like the highlight of my current working out right now, because you're not gonna get that from everybody. They're gonna turn their nose. They're gonna talk to you about it later on with their spouse, oh this and that, but they're not gonna tell you straight up like compliments and stuff like that. It just doesn't happen, and I really appreciate it, Melissa.
No, I like I'm telling you, I'm drawn in by both of your energy. So I I'm one of those individuals. I feel energies and I read energies a little bit.
Hmm.
And I am
Yep.
very drawn in by your energy. At first, I was like, if I ask them, they're going to be like, nah, I'm not coming to no podcast. But I was like, you know what? There is no way, whatever their story is, it deserves to be shared. There are other people that are trying to find a starting point, and they need faces that look like them. They need inspiration like the two of you to get started. Because sometimes a lot of people lose a lot of hope. And now you have so many things on the market that make it so
Hmm.
easy for individuals to lose weight. But I want to have them hear about hard work, determination, and the drive within you that gets you started versus, all right, I took this pill, I took this shot, and today I'm 300, tomorrow I'm 115 pounds. Like, it's not realistic and it's not healthy. But
Yeah.
everything that the two of you have talked about, from your eating to your lifestyle, you made it a lifestyle. It's about a mindset. It's about you loving yourself and taking care of the things that you needed to take care of, um, to get you where you want to be and where you need to be. But I have to ask this question of both of you because I know you're very healthy in your eating. What's your favorite non-negotiable guilty pleasure? Mine is banana pudding, just so you know. Or no, carrot cake. Probably carrot cake, but try to keep it out of the house. But for the two of you, what is that? What is that for you?
So Oleum has this tiramisu,
Ooh.
and it is so good. So good.
Oh,
And it's plant-based. I have to look at it several times to make sure that it is, but it's actually plant-based and it's really, really good. So
okay.
yeah.
I might have to try it. I'll put a plug in for it the next time. What about you, Dwayne?
um, my guilty pleasure, honestly, would be espresso.
What? Just espresso? There ain't even
I,
any calories in
I don't even like. I
espresso,
don't even
Dwayne.
like sweet. I don't even like sweets like that. I eat desserts every once in a while, but that's
Uh-huh.
not like my thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, espresso.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so overall, if you had to leave some parting advice before I jump into that, tell me, Dwayne, tell me a little bit about your business, and then Sarita, I want you to give the audience a plug in on what it is that you do, and then I have a little bit of information for the audience, and then your final parting words.
Okay, Truth Barbershop, black owned business, full of vibes and great haircuts. I'm located on 7850 Telegraph Road in Severn. Um, I do work by appointment only, but I could um, I could give the number or post the numbers. I mean, I guess I can give it 410-551-5200.
And
Call
don't
for
worry, Mr. Wallace, our CEO, he gonna push it out again. We got you covered. I saw
410.
your cuts. Blessed hands for sure.
Thank you
Blessed
so much.
hands. And what about you, Sarita?
So currently I am getting my certification in yoga training. So
You're gonna teach at our studio?
hey, once I graduate, yes, I'd love to.
I love it. That's good. Yes, we need you in there. Come on. So, okay. And what else? I'm sorry, I just got excited.
Well, the day to day, I'm dealing with the public in the hospital setting, just spreading joy, love, authenticity, and just helping people kind of like do a little bit of thinking, like going inward and
I
making
lo-
some better decisions.
I love it.
I do have
So
a streaming service, a television streaming service. If you don't want to pay for NFL packages or NBA packages or pay-per-view fights, if
mhm.
you want to pay a flat rate of $20 a month, I also have a streaming service, and you can reach me at the number that I gave you before,
Put it
410
out one more time, Dwayne. Slow it down. Slow it down. Put it out there.
410
Uh-huh.
551 5200.
Zero. Okay. I saw someone pop up in the chat to ask for it again. So Legends Past and Future, we do have an event coming up at Mount Olive Community Life Center on March 21st from 7 to 11 p.m. I will tell you, last year, Mr. Wallace, the CEO of the podcast in the business, he put together a phenomenal presentation, scholarships, giving back to Black businesses, Black colleges, everything. So he's a pillar of the community. There's always something out there for everyone. And I'll put more information out when it comes to tickets if you're ever interested or having an event hosted, or if you want to just kind of get out there and put your business out there so that you can bring in more individuals. Just let me know. Oh, it's 6 to 10. Oh, the doors open at 6 o'clock to 10. So they'll have the food ready to go after somebody pray over it. But with that, I first of all, I want to thank both of you for being here on the show. And just as far as parting words, if you had to leave the audience with parting words, whether it's about getting started, your fitness, whatever it is, what, and you have Emma Ireland, Thomas Watkins. Love you both, Syreeta and Dwayne. The crowd
Oh,
is
we know
loving.
Miss Emma. Hey, Miss
You know,
Emma.
Miss.
Hey,
Okay.
Miss Emma.
Yeah.
If you had to leave parting words for the audience on anything in life, to include the fitness, what would you say? Something that's actionable. What would you tell them?
I always say, like, when you're trying to achieve a goal, see
Mhm.
yourself as already achieving it, because that will make the goal easier to access. So, like, you just keep visualizing yourself already having it, and you'll have it.
Love it, Dwayne.
I want to say peace, love, and light, and I just want to say keep it authentic with yourself, and you don't have anything to worry about. Trust in yourself and keep it authentic.
So, what I would have to say to both of you is continue to be that seed for individuals around you. Continue to plant those kind thoughts, those loving words, and continue to keep your light shining and projected out on individuals. That energy that you radiate, it's very infectious. I love it every time you walk in the room, and I am 100% sure that every time you walk into a space, you bring that same level of energy. So I I would have to say, whatever it is that you're doing, continue to do it, and whatever you're doing to pull people into that space and that positive energy, keep doing that. And I am really honored and very grateful to the both of you for taking time tonight when you could have been somewhere else like Oleums and enjoying dinner or something. But thank you both for being
Thank you,
on the
Melissa.
show.
I want to say thank you to you for
Yes.
bringing your fitness
Hmm.
expertise to Yoga Six and allowing us to be able to meet you. And we really do
Yes.
appreciate you, Melissa. You're fit and you're smart and you're beautiful.
I love you,
Yes.
Dwayne. I love you, Syreeta.
And
And I
I
will
for that.
see you. Thank you so much. And I love you both. And I will see you back in the hot room.
All right.
All right.
Thank-
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Good night.